Morning, guys. Whatever time it is, wherever you are. It is 8:55 in the morning here, and I'm off today and trying to take a little bit of precious time here and get some work done. Doing the camouflage on the Dragon 172nd Panther. But the video isn't simply for you to watch me work, because I don't know how impressive that is, but it's because yesterday I watched a video by a fellow in the community. Most of you probably didn't know. Most of you are probably subscribers. If you're not, you should be. Carlos Mendez. He did a video yesterday called Order Waffle 2. And it's a long video. I suggest you watch it though if you hadn't already. But it's just kind of amusing of his, of a number of things. It's really hard to explain without you watching it, and I don't want to explain attempt to explain anybody else's intentions or meanings anyway. But within the video, he talks about a number of things. He addresses the frustrations that modelers hit from time to time. Inspiration and expression of our work, and a number of things. And after I watched the video, I couldn't really get it off my mind. I guess not the video itself, but just the line of thought that it brought up within me. And what I walked away with it, left the video with, was, is this an art or a science? And without a doubt, my belief is that we as modelers, whether good, bad, or average, are artists. And to me, the true spirit of the hobby and the enjoyment of the hobby comes from the fact that it is an art and not a science. Now, if I'm thoroughly confusing you, let me specify what I'm saying. Science is rules, laws. There's one way to reach one conclusion. As where art is the antithesis of rules. Art is an expression of one's individuality, oneself. And the beauty of art is that it is an individual thing, and certain art can strike some people individually and not others. And that's what makes it what it is. And as I've been back in this hobby, and we talk and we joke about rivet counters and everything, but there is a very large percentage of modelers and hobbyers out there that they get this one way, the popular view of the way something is done, and that's it. That's the way you do it. It's just like I won't say the name of the magazine. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. It's the most popular, at least in the United States, leading magazine as far as scale modeling. And when I first hit the hobby, I started picking up the issues, and honestly, after a while, I just stopped because every issue it felt like I was reading the same thing, just the same tips, the same how-tos, and it just bothered me when, I'd see a writer who's an exceptional modeler himself. His work's fantastic, but and he tells a reader to do a tank properly, you do it this way, in this order, or to properly weather a plane, it's done this way, using this product, this method. And, well, I'm not saying that doesn't bring fine results, but it sure as hell isn't the only way it can be done. And that's what bothers me. If you're shooting, if your goal is to have, or even your whole, what you enjoy in the hobby is to replicate, whether it be a car, something from a science fiction movie, or a machine of war, whether it be plane or armor, and is to replicate it as absolutely accurately as possible, that's fantastic. I mean, I'm all for that. That's something to be respected. But if your purpose in the hobby is to just sit down and have fun, or sit down and get rid of today's stresses, or to find as many possible ways to do something, I mean, whatever it is, that's great too. There is no wrong answer. You can't put rules on art. Okay? You can't. What's a good poem? And it's the same with, I mean, you look at other forms of art. I mean, what's a good poem? A good poem is one that touches you as a reader. How do you grade that? And it's the same with this. And I mean, are there and I'm not speaking on varying levels of skill. Okay, I'm doing a method and ideology and what it is about it that pulls you. And I think that's what makes this community on YouTube a little bit different from other forums and modeling clubs and such as that, because as I've gotten back in the hobby over the year, I've looked at numerous places, and it's just there's definitely something different about this community, and even carrying over to ISM as a forum. It's, I think the majority, there's a few, but the majority of the people within this community, I think we've come together because we get it. I mean, we get it. That's the beauty of what we do. Is there are so many methods, and there's so many ways, and there's so many reasons, and whatever. If it's hot rods, that's your thing. That's awesome. If it's sci-fi, even within the genre. If your thing is miniature, a certain scale, whether it's 172, whether it's 135, whether you airbrush, whether you paintbrush, whether you use enamels, acrylics. A great example is Frankie Day. And if anyone who listens to this video is not subscribed to Frankie Day, then you are absolutely missing something as a modeler, because the guy's incredible. Not only is he a walking encyclopedia of anything naval or aircraft wise, but he's forgotten more about this hobby than I'll probably ever attain him in my life. And if you watch him and you listen to him, as far as what he uses and stuff, probably 90% of what he uses you can't even find in a hobby shop. Okay, you know, because it has to be this type of paint, this type of glue, because it's the best. The majority of what Frankie gets, it comes out of hardware stores, craft shops, and automotive part stores. And his work is incredible. It is fantastic, and he pumps it out like a manufacturing plant. I mean, the guy's just incredible, and and he just represents what I'm talking about. Um, and like I said, that's what I think makes this unique. It's a melding of different minds, without any criticism and without judgment. And so, I don't know if any of that made any sense to you whatsoever, or if it was entertaining on any level. But those were just my thoughts I wanted to get off my head this morning as I attempted to camo my Panther. And so I guess I'll make this a shout out of shorts. If you have not subscribed to Carlos Mendez, please do. He's an extremely talented modeler. He's a very intelligent individual, and he's a really, really nice guy. So Carlos Mendez, if you haven't subscribed to him, subscribe to him. And I'll go ahead and do it as a shout out to Frankie Day as well. If you haven't subscribed to him, do it, because you're missing a treat. Alright, I'm going to continue to damage this tank. You guys have a great day. Keep building and hang loose, brothers.